Loktarogar. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, everyone's favorite Orc Warrior, and it's time for another Orc Mode workout. And you know what, guys? My last training day of the week is Friday. I'm having a fantastic day on a lot of levels. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've had 4 or 5 different things go really good for me today. And I'm not gonna get into what all of them are, but you know, my day's going real good. Having a solid all-around day. You know, training was a little tough today on the pressing. But that's all good, man. It's all good. Unfortunately, I've already had all of my non-protein calories really for the day, so I'm going to be eating nothing but chicken and broccoli and a little Alfredo sauce the rest of the day. But it's all good because I have a lot of it left I can eat. So I'm going to bed full tonight, and tomorrow and the next day are my day off from training. And I do have something kind of special planned this weekend. Won't necessarily be going up on YouTube. But yeah, I got some awesome plans for this weekend coming up. And yeah, I mean, everything's going good. You know, it's going good. I bumped the weight up a hair on these squats doing 5s. I need to just keep bringing up these 5-rep sets. I feel like for me, because we know that squats probably stimulate more muscle growth than anything else in the body. My concern really at this point was loss of lean mass in my legs and back, not so much my arms because they grew. That yeah, I need to keep the squat tension relatively high, even though I'm going to go into 5s every day. If I can get stronger on it, I need to. Now, this did feel fairly heavy for 2 sets of 5. Like it was relatively challenging. Like I'm not going to say I left 3 reps in the tank or anything, especially on the second set. Because see right there, that was, well, I might have. That first set I might. But, you know, I make it look easier than it is sometimes. But yeah, next set I think was a little more challenging, but that's the point. I've got to challenge myself. If I want to hold on to muscle mass while I keep dropping weight and keep cutting. I've got to challenge myself in whatever rep range I'm using. It doesn't matter whether it's singles or 5s or anything else. You've got to challenge myself, and that's the point. And you know, it's Friday, so I'm like, let me go ahead and challenge myself. And this stuff was tough. Like I ended up doing only 4 reps on all the pressing exercises on every single set. But at least the squats, I bumped it up a hair today over what I've done the rest of the week. Finished strong on Friday. So that's what I want on that. It's all good. Pressing, it did feel a little tougher, but that was the point. It was challenging. I felt like the 4th rep on both sets were tough on this close grip. And, you know, I've had it come up in the comments, do I plan on ever going to wide grip? I don't know. Maybe if I have a meet coming or something later, I could consider going out wider again. You know, especially with my long arms, that close grip does make it harder with my long arms. But I just feel like I get so much stimulation, and it's so much easier on your shoulder joints to press with a close grip, that for general size and strength, I don't know. Yeah, I know I've got those long arms. I have those long arms. Like that even came up with my girlfriend yesterday. She was talking about stuff. She did mention, she goes, actually, believe it or not, you're starting to look more aesthetic. She goes, the fat loss is definitely showing now. And she's like, just don't think it's like your long arms. It makes it harder for your arms to look proportionate. Like even she said that as an artist. She's like, they're bigger, but it's just, it doesn't show as well because of that length. And you know, it really, you can see that on my close grip bench press big time. Like look how long that range of motion is. But you know, the way we've got to look at that from a leverage perspective, yeah, it makes benching harder, but building muscle from the pressing, you know, is easier in a sense of I can get away with a lighter weight to get the same muscle stimulation. So things like my wrists and other stuff don't get beat up as much. So from an absolute strength perspective, it's a negative. But, you know, as far as just development, it's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing, really. But it's definitely there. I mean, that range of motion is really long. But the upside, you know, like with everything else, there's advantages and disadvantages. Having longer arms with fairly short legs, you know, long arms with short legs, because I have stumpy legs, right? Pretty obvious. That's part of what makes my proportions look weird. And if people wonder why my proportions look weird, it's like I got my dad's upper body and I got my mom's legs. My mom was really short. My mom was like 4'11", and my dad's just over 6 foot. So it's like I have the upper body proportions, and that's why people, when I used to sit down, people used to say, it's funny, like everyone always argues about my height now, they used to say that they thought I was like 6'2", 6'3", right? And they didn't realize that I was under 6 foot. Now, of course, all the people out there scream that, oh, he's 5'5", or 5'6", or 5'7", whatever they claim. Just actually none of that's true. But the reason my proportions do look weird is that I have the upper body and the torso and the arms and shoulders of a guy who's like 6'3", or 6'2", and I have the legs of a short person. So I end up being 5'9", and I probably do have the legs of someone who's 5'6". But I've got that torso and the arms, and it's you know, it's makes me look proportionate, not ideal, you know. It's not ideal for certain proportions, you know. I may not ever have that Apollyon bodybuilder look, even when I get leaner, you know. But our proportions are what they are. You can't change them. You know, what are you going to do? But yeah, so that is what it is. But it does make the deadlifting easier. You know, I've got long arms and I have short legs. It makes deadlifting easier. That's why I know eventually, once I get this hook grip and everything sorted, I'll get my deadlift back to full-on beast mode. You know, it's going to be great in the long term. Like I said, I just got to keep training the grip and finish this cut. And I think I'll end up with, like, when I get a much lighter body weight and I start really hammering that deadlift, get that hook grip on point, I think we're going to end up seeing some really solid, like very competitive deadlift for my body weight. You know, again, for me, it's just the issue of getting my body weight low enough. And you guys got to remember, the deadlift is the least correlated to that. And I have those long arms and those stumpy legs. I've got good levers for deadlifting. I've got bad levers for benching, but I got good levers for deadlifting. And so just making the most of that leverage, you know, I see no reason why I can't get my deadlift really up there high, even at a lighter body weight. And that might be what I end up having to do, you know, in the long term, being at a lighter body weight for health and fitness and stuff. You know, I have to sacrifice a little bit of my squat and bench strength, yeah, but I don't think it's going to cost me deadlift. I think no matter what body weight I drop to, if I keep pushing my deadlift, I will always have a deadlift well over 600 in the long term. I think no matter how far I cut down, as long as I train the deadlift hard enough. But there's Nova. He gets so excited. Okay, this is funny. For those wondering what he's doing, he doesn't jump over the bar. He won't cross the bar. Like, it's a barrier. I mean, he's hyper, but he's such a good boy. You know, it's like he just, when he knows something is a boundary, he's really funny about it. You know, he's there at that bar. He's like, he doesn't want to leap over it. He's like, I'm so excited. I want to play. Daddy's flying through the air, swinging off the bar, and I want to play, but I'm not going to cross the bar because I don't think I'm supposed to. Like, he's such a good dog. It's like, he doesn't, I know people say he's undisciplined. He's hyper, but I don't really discipline him. It's like, honestly, I don't have to spank this dog or anything like that. I just don't have to do any of that, you know? Now, some people say you shouldn't anyways. Well, I don't know about that, but I don't have to with him, you know? He's just such a good boy, you know, that he's one of these dogs that he knows what you want, and he responds to verbal commands and discipline, and you know, he just knows. He's just very intuitive, and he knows when he's done wrong. Like, he's one of those that you can point at him and do the no and scold him, and he will whimper down, do the sad eyes, and curl up, and he'll pout and cry. He'll actually start whining because he knows he's done something wrong, and you know, he knows that. Like, it doesn't require any discipline other than verbal. You know, it's like he knows. And he learns. Like, he's so smart. Like, he learns. So, you know, that's one of those things I got to reminisce on the fact, you know, the Hurricane Harvey, we've had him a year. It was a year ago. We got him from Harvey. And it's like, we were just blessed. We were blessed to get this really awesome dog out of that, you know, and I love him to death. He's such a good boy. Yeah, the dips, man, they're hard right now, but I'm going to keep grinding them out. I almost need to turn that to where you guys can see my face on these. You guys will laugh. It'll be like, oh my God, Jason, your dip face. What's up with that? Your dip face has got to go. Yeah, I had to roll those over. I can't lay them up against the bar when it's got that lighter weight on it. So I had to put them over there. But yeah, successful session. Good day all around. So I hope this has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.